Nessa girl, it's time for me to get in here and go to the gym so I can be real fine. But you know what? I felt like being CNN legal analyst fish this morning. Now, when I went to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, them people ain't teach me shit about law. But I'm gonna attempt to be a lawyer today. Okay. Girl, we finna talk about Carlisha Hood from the hood of Chicago. Her son had done shot that man down to the restaurant. And then we gonna talk about the lady in Florida who the white lady shot her through the door and they ain't charging her with murder no more. Wanna talk about it? Here you go. Nessa girl, now we got a whole lot going on down to the legal department this morning. They said they had a shortage and the temp from the agency didn't come in. So they asked me would I go down to the 5th floor from the 8th floor and help them out in the legal department this morning. I told them, yes, so girl, I'm down here answering the phone and taking phone calls or whatever. And the people is calling in about Carlisha Hood in the hood from Chicago about first getting charged with murder, her and the son getting charged, and her also getting a charge for contributing to delinquency, and then the charges being dropped. And then there's some other stuff going on with her case I'm going to tell you about. And then I'm getting a whole lot of emails and phone calls about the lady in Florida where the white lady done shot her through the door and they want to charge her with murder in the community. But they only giving her manslaughter because the prosecutor can't meet their burden. And the people is sending them hate mail and stuff and they want to know what the fuck all going on down here in Florida. And this time it ain't got nothing to do with DeSantis or Trump. And I'm here to break it down for the people. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Carlisha Hood in the hood down to the restaurant. Now, it's so many things I want to say about this, right? I did a video when I talked about the Sukiyama situation with YK Osiris, talking about how, you know, in a perfect utopian society, women would be treated as equals. Women could come and go, do and say as they please without fear of being assaulted, attacked, verbally accosted by men, right? But we live in an imperfect world, and ladies, y'all have a choice. You can prove a point, or you can ensure your safety. Y'all say I don't give the men enough. I'm telling y'all over and over and over again, the male species ain't shit, okay? I'm going to take it a step further, and it hurts me to say this, but there is a subsection of black men that are just sheer fucking garbage, all right, for whatever reason. And we can get into the contributing factors to them being garbage later. And when y'all come into contact with these garbage ass men, you have a choice, ladies. You can stand down and make it away from the altercation and make it home to your family safe, secure, without any charges. Or you can go toe-to-toe with the man and potentially end up in a situation like Miss Carlisha Hood did. Now, I am not suggesting that any woman should roll over and let no man treat her any type of way. That is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, baby, you got a choice. You can prove a point in the name of standing up for yourself, and that's nothing but ego. Or you can ensure your safety. All right? So, listen, they get into an altercation into the Chinese restaurant. The young lady's son is outside. He gets called in, text in to come inside, shoot the man. The man punched the shit out of this. Let me tell you something. Now, I'll be the first person to say, it's one thing when we see these men fight these women on these like videos on World Star Hip Hop, and they just like in the gas station tussling, knocking over chips and shit. Even that's dead ass wrong. And it is another for a man to take off on a woman like he is in a prison fight. All right? he deserved to get the shit shot out of him. Now, I can't bring myself to say he deserved to die. I can't bring myself to say that. But baby, and let me tell you what I mean when I say shoot the shit out of. You know how they talk about they want to ban these AR-15 weapons that they be using to shoot up these nightclubs and shoot up these schools. That's what I mean when I say shoot the shit out of somebody. Somebody should have shot his ass the fuck up. Okay, I'd have shot his damn leg off. You remember when you was in kindergarten and stuff, you used to use the push pin and you used to have to cut out the little stick figures on the paper. I'd have shot his limbs off with a damn AK-47 like no other. That's what I mean when I say shot the shit out of. You know how they shoot that paper when they be down to the gun range? They should have shot the shit out of his ass and hope he lived. Just put his ass down to a little piece of wheelchair, electric scooter, or make the motherfucker a quadriplegic. Should have shot the shit out of his ass. But unfortunately, he ended up dying, all right? He caused his death. So it's hard for me to extend any sympathy to him. I'm willing to extend a certain level of sympathy and grace to his family and to his children. But then again, it takes a village to raise a child, and not the children, but family. Y'all had a hand in making this monster. And y'all watch and see later on down the line, somebody gonna try to come up and say he's suffering with depression or PTSD or mental illness, and he was off his pills, and so on and so forth. You watch and see. Second point I want to make before we get into the legalities of the situation. Iyanla Vanzant did an episode of this a long time ago. My only issue, well, I got a second issue with Carlisha Hood, but my first issue with Carlisha Hood is making your 14-year-old son your emotional husband. All right? I don't know her full background. I am assuming she is a single black mom. I am assuming. I do not know. But we see so many times in the black community, black single moms do this. And I don't think they set out. My mama did it. All right? So I can't even, I'm not shitting on a lady. My mama did it to me. My mama came home from work and everything that went wrong in her life, the bills couldn't get paid, her car broke down, that got dumped on me. Her anger and aggression got taken out on me. She needed somebody to pick up the extra load. I had to do it as a child. So I understand this firsthand, and it is detrimental to young boys. And I don't think many of our single black mothers do it intentionally. I don't think my mother set out to intentionally harm or inflict pain on me, but the pressure had to be released somewhere, and it had to go somewhere, and I was the first available next best option. So I definitely get it. But y'all, as a community, we have to recognize this and put an end to it. Your sons are not your emotional husbands. Your sons in their teenage years are not there to be your protectors or your providers. It is actually the other way around. You're to be theirs. And to call on your son or to put your son in a position to have to defend you, in my opinion, is wrong. Now, I know that emotions were running high, adrenaline was rushing, egos was bruised, her face probably was in pain, anger was through the roof, and things happened in the spur of the moment. Honestly and truthfully, if the man was going to be shot, I think the right course of action would have been, Pee-wee, bring me my gun. Junior, bring me my gun. The mama is the one who should have shot that man. And there's nothing y'all gonna be able to say to get me to sway from that. The mama is the one who should have shot that man. The mama is the one for the rest of her life should be carrying the mental and emotional burden of taking somebody's life, not a 14-year-old. This situation could have shook out a hell of a lot differently. It could have shook out in such a way where the mama ended up taking her ass home, kicking up her feet, drinking a Seagram's wine cooler, and that young man's life been ruined, sitting in juvenile hall, and God knows whatever other trajectory or pipeline he could have been filtered through that'll put him on a bad path for the rest of his life, fucking around with her, fucking around with some dumbass in a restaurant. And see, going back to my earlier point about standing down, It's not about y'all not defending yourselves. It's not about y'all letting men run over y'all. I did a post a long time ago, and a lot of y'all got mad with me when I said, women, stop going out in public arguing with men because y'all don't understand the situation that puts other men in y'all family and in y'all immediate social circle in. And y'all bit my fucking neck off. How about y'all teach men how to act? How about you teach men how to respect women? I understand that, and baby girl, we working on it. But we ain't got there yet. So in the meantime, in between time, what the fuck is you gonna do? He always attacking black women. He always making it black women's fault. Listen to what I'm saying. That situation could have turned out a hell of a lot differently. That man was 100% wrong. All right? 100% wrong. But at the point in which you recognize that you fighting and arguing with a bitch that's unhinged, that you don't know in the damn fool place, baby, it would have cost you nothing to just let him have it. It'll cost you nothing. Men and women, y'all let ego get the best of y'all. And I said this in the previous video, and a lot of y'all co-signed it. I'm not going to jail for a bitch I don't like. Or for a bitch I don't know. It'll cost her nothing. Especially at the point where he started saying, say one more fucking thing, I'm going to hit you in your mouth. Or I'm going to hit you in your face. And you kept talking. And inadvertently, you put yourself in harm's way and this child in harm's way. All right. So then we got a situation where they both were arrested. They both were charged. And the community was outraged. The community was outraged. And rightfully so, because based on what we saw and emotions running high, anybody would have wanted to have shot that man. The boy shot him once. And then we started getting into muddy waters when the boy shot him again. Right? Because when a threat is no longer present and the threat has been neutralized, then you got to stop shooting the shit out of people, okay? And we thought that the mom and the young man were going to get in trouble. Now, if they were to get in trouble, I definitely was in favor of the mom getting in trouble on behalf of the son because she put him in that situation. I am glad that justly and swiftly the DA's office has come out and said that the charges have been dropped and that these people will get away. They said, let me see what the prosecutor said. Oh, fuck, what they said. I had just pulled it up. Okay, either way, the charges have been dropped. All right. And I am glad that whoever was reviewing that case decided that they was going to drop the charges. Here is what I now have a problem with. I am now reading an article that Miss Carlisha Hood plans on filing a lawsuit against the county, the city, the county, whoever. Am I wrong for thinking she should go sit her ass the fuck down? You willingly participated in a situation. He was the aggressor, I acknowledge that. But you willingly participated in a situation where your call to action led to somebody dying. They charged you for a little bit, a day or two, then they dropped it. And you and your lawyers are sitting up here talking about okay, they said the Cook County State Attorney's Office dropped all the charges in the statement. Based upon the facts and evidence and law, we're unable to meet our burden, which is great. Then they said, Hood's attorney says she has always been the victim and the wrongful charges have caused great harm to her family's reputation, so a lawsuit will be filed on Tuesday. Great harm has been caused to her and her family's reputation. Baby, Your reputation was about to be a non-motherfucking factor because your ass was about to be sitting in the Shawshank Redemption, aka prison. I think Carlisha Hood should take her ass to the nearest temple, church, altar, and pray to God that she got out of this situation first, alive, and number two, without going to jail. I think that this lawsuit is a bunch of bullshit. I think the legal system got it right. I think there are a lot of people out here reacting from emotion, and this just feels like looking a gift horse in its mouth. I don't know. Y'all drop that in the comments to let me know what y'all think. I just think, he got his lick, she got her lick back, and we need to let this damn thing go. Now how you gonna get into an altercation with somebody, aid or lead your son into killing the person, and then want to cash in? It would seem to me that you would be somewhere so thankful and so humble that you and your son are not in prison, that you would want to distance yourself from this shit altogether. Moving right along, y'all. We got to come down here to Florida, child. Y'all know I get tired of y'all picking on us down in Florida, but Florida got it going on. Now, Florida's situation is a little bit different. Tell them I'm not working in accounting today. They got me down in legal. Girl, yeah, I'm a legal analyst. I took 3 credits. I'm on the phone. I'll be back up there tomorrow. Yeah, girl, that was Charlisa up there from accounting. I told her I wasn't cutting checks today, that they got me filling in down here for Keisha and legal. Anyway, Keisha need to clean up her desk. They talking about the lady down here in Florida with a white woman shot her through the door. The kids was down to the playground. The black lady went to the door, or whatever the case may be. And now everybody is upset because they want the white lady to be charged with murder. And this sometimes is where a lot of us in the black community, a lot of us in the Black Lives Matter community, a lot of us in the activism community, a lot of us in the, we tired of racism community, we allow technicalities, semantics, and emotions to all get conflated, convoluted, so on and so forth. Y'all, they're not charging the lady with murder, okay? And they said, as deplorable as the defendant's actions were in this case, there is insufficient evidence to prove this specific and required element of second-degree murder. Or as is always true in criminal cases, failure to prove beyond a reasonable doubt even one element of the crime will result in a not guilty verdict. Given the facts in this case, aiming a firearm at the door and pulling the trigger is legally insufficient to prove depraved mind. So they're charging her with first-degree manslaughter, which is a charge that can carry up to 30 years in prison. Based on how old the lady is, y'all, and if she gets anywhere near the 30 years, the bitch is probably going to die in prison, okay? With that being said, the only thing that the charge, murder versus manslaughter, affects is how it is recorded in history. Now, there is room for fuck up with the up to 30 years because we could get a dickhead ass judge that only gives her 5 years or 10 years. I don't know what the minimum is because I work in the accounting office. I'm just filling in down here at Keisha's desk in the legal office. I don't know what the minimum sentence is. And once I find out, I'll talk about it later on Fox Soul. But what I'm saying is, y'all always get mad and want to talk about the justice system don't do us right when we are unable to get a conviction. And yes, I am sorry that we end up in situations where we always have to settle or take the lesser of the two evils. But in this moment, y'all, what do y'all want? based on the law, not your emotions, not the conversation you had down to the copy machine at your call center job, not the conversation you had in the church parking lot last week, and not what you and your family was talking about at the kitchen table. Based on the way the law is currently written, independent of your emotions, what do you want, y'all? The charge that there's a chance in hell she may get off on if her defense attorneys can find a small hole to get her out? Or the charge that we know gonna motherfucking stick and land her ass in prison? The choice is yours. I'm not here to argue with you. Because see, some of y'all hoes just like to get on here and argue. I'm not finna sit up in here and argue with you. I don't even work in this department. I can't wait to take my ass back upstairs to accounting. I don't know what to do. I got payroll to do. I got to cut checks, and accounts payable is 2 days late. This ain't even my department. So y'all can drop that in the comments and argue amongst yourselves all day long. But while I'm down here filling in for Keisha desk, I just want to know, what do y'all want? The charge we know we could get, or the one we run the risk of this bitch walking away free and we get no justice? Some justice is better than no justice. And if y'all is saved as y'all say y'all is, y'all will recognize the fact that this shit that happened down here with manslaughter ain't the end all be all, no way. That's why I don't be getting all riled up when these people don't be getting the justice we think they should get in manslaughter. Because maybe I serve a omnipresent almighty God. And he get the last say so anyway. So even the ones that think they got off didn't get off. Their sentence was just deferred, baby. That's all. Just deferred. And y'all be getting all worked up. Now, we mourning our sister. We want the ultimate punishment for our sister. But we have to work within the confines of the system until we can change it. And we can go down the rabbit hole about the system being unfair, the systematic oppression, yada, 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 yada. We been through that. So now what you gonna do? Y'all hoes gonna sit up and be mad all day, or we gonna work what we got until we can get better? Again, the choice is yours. I no longer make it a habit of sitting up being mad in situations that I can't change. I learned to find peace, and I learned to work within what's there to get what's best we can. Just like when somebody down the job, they say, we can't bring your family member back, but I can get you $50 million from the company. It won't bring them back, but it'll make you feel a little bit better. So what y'all want to do? We can't bring her back. So do we want a little piece of something or a whole lot of nothing? That's all I'm asking. I agree. Based on my emotions and stuff, I think she should be charged with whatever. But it's looking like the white woman is saying, I did not intend to kill her. I shot through the door. All right? Now, we know that's some bullshit. But if we don't got enough evidence to prove that her intent, her mind, she could visibly see this lady and tried to shoot her, then we got to go with what we could get. So if we got to rock with she shot through the door and we could give this bitch 30 years, then that's what the fuck we got to do. And then we need to be praying and lobbying and protesting and marching that the judge get this old, raggedy, dusty, rankly coochie bitch the full 30 years. Or at least 25. Enough for that hoe to rot inside there with no blood pressure medicine. That's what we need to be looking for. It was one more quote I wanted to read from this thing. Let me see. I can't remember now. I don't fucked around and got mad. Let me take my ass back to my desk. Anyway, y'all. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. Y'all stay tuned. So I'm going to go to the gym. I might bring y'all a little more situations today before Fox Soul. And I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe if y'all like Florida legal fish. And I'll call y'all later. Bye.